Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you a simple but powerful trick in Figma, how to add a stroke to just one side of a shape. This technique is perfect if you're working on UI design for an app or polishing up a graphic, and you want a clean, custom look that really stands out. By the end of this tutorial, you'll be able to quickly add individual strokes to any side of your rectangles, without wrestling with complicated layers or creating extra shapes. Let's dive right in. I've got three rectangular shapes here in Figma, and let's say we want to add a stroke to only one side of each rectangle. Now, your first instinct might be to use the stroke setting in Figma, but if you've tried that, you'll notice it automatically adds the stroke to all sides, not just one. That's not what we want. Instead, here's the game-changing trick. We're going to use a drop shadow instead of a stroke. That might sound a little odd, but stick with me. This method is quick, super flexible, and gives you the exact result you want. First, select all of your shapes. If you've got more than one rectangle, just hold Shift and click each one so they're all selected at the same time. With your shapes selected, look over in the right-hand panel until you see the Effects section. This is where the magic happens. Now click the little plus icon to add a new effect. From the drop-down that appears, choose Drop Shadow. Even though it's called a shadow, we're going to tweak its settings so it acts as a perfectly straight stroke along just one edge of your shape. You'll see the drop shadow appear right away, but by default it will look soft and a little blurry. That's because the blur value is set to something higher. Let's change that. Reduce the blur to 0 or a really low number like 1. This will make the shadow look crisp and sharp, just like a normal stroke. Next, have a look at the X and Y position values. These control where the shadow, or in our case, the stroke, shows up in relation to your shape. If you want the stroke on the right side, increase the X value. For the left side, just use a negative X value. If you want the stroke on the top or bottom, adjust the Y value instead. Play around with these controls a bit and you'll see the stroke move to exactly the side you want. One thing I love about this technique is how flexible it is. You can set the color of your stroke using the Shadow's color picker, and you can control exactly how thick the stroke appears by changing the spread or the blur, so you can make it bold and obvious or subtle and delicate, depending on the look you need. And if your design changes later, you can just tweak the settings and your strokes update instantly without having to redo anything. Don't worry if it feels a bit awkward at first. Using a drop shadow as a stroke is a little unconventional, but give it a couple tries and it'll become second nature. You'll find yourself using this trick not just on rectangles, but on buttons, cards, or any part of your UI where you need that custom touch. And that's all there is to it. Now you know how to create an individual stroke on just one side of a shape in Figma using drop shadows. If you found this tip helpful, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you have any questions or want to see more Figma tips, just drop me a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe for more practical tutorials like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.